Welcome back to our channel, everyone.
Hi everyone, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Eric. And today we're talking about physical exercises and how to describe various aspects of workout routines using specific vocabulary.
That's right, Eric. In this extended episode, we're diving deep into words and phrases that you'll often hear at the gym or when discussing fitness: workout, agile, stiff, devise, warm up, bend, demanding, constant, motivated, and vital.
We're going to break down each term with detailed explanations, numerous examples, and engaging dialogues so that you can understand and use them naturally in your conversations about physical fitness and exercise routines.
So, grab your water bottle, get into your comfortable gear, and prepare for a comprehensive vocabulary session that will not only improve your English, but also enhance your understanding of fitness-related language. Let's get started.
Let's begin with our first word, workout.
Workout.
Workout is a noun and a verb that describes a session of physical exercise. When someone says, "I had a great workout today," they mean they engaged in a series of exercises that improve their fitness.
For example, you might hear, "After a long day at work, I like to hit the gym for a rigorous workout." This means that the person engages in physical activity to relieve stress and stay fit.
Another way to use it is, "I need to work out my muscles," when someone refers to the act of exercising their body to build strength or endurance.
In a conversation, you could say, "My workout routine includes cardio, strength training, and flexibility exercises," which conveys that you have a varied and balanced approach to fitness.
Let's imagine a dialogue between friends. "Lisa, how was your workout this morning?"
It was amazing. I did some high-intensity interval training and felt so energized afterward.
That conversation shows that workout sessions can be diverse, ranging from light exercises to high-intensity routines, each tailored to individual fitness goals.
Also, think of phrases like, "I always schedule a workout before breakfast because it kickstarts my metabolism."
And if you're sharing your routine on social media, you might say, "Today's workout left me feeling strong and ready to conquer the day."
The word workout is an essential part of any discussion about fitness, and mastering its usage helps you describe your exercise habits clearly.
Now, let's move on to the next word, agile.
Agile.
Agile is an adjective that describes someone who is nimble and quick in movements, often with grace and flexibility.
In the fitness world, you could say, "After months of stretching, she became remarkably agile during yoga class," meaning her movements became smooth and quick.
Another example might be, "Athletes need to be agile to change directions swiftly during a game," which emphasizes the importance of speed and flexibility.
You could also describe a dancer by saying, "He is incredibly agile, able to perform complex moves with ease," highlighting his physical dexterity.
In a dialogue, "Lisa, have you noticed how agile our new coach is during workouts?"
Yes, his movements are so fluid. It really inspires me to work on my flexibility and speed.
This shows that being agile is a crucial quality in many physical activities, from sports to dancing.
And remember, agile isn't just about speed. It's about controlled, precise movements that make exercises look effortless.
For instance, the gymnast's agile performance on the balance beam was breathtaking, demonstrates how agility is admired in competitive sports.
Or even in everyday fitness routines. In order to improve your balance and stay agile as you age, consider incorporating dynamic stretches into your workout.
The term agile greatly enhances your fitness vocabulary and helps you describe movements that require quick reflexes and grace. Next, let's discuss the word stiff.
Stiff.
Stiff is an adjective that describes something that is rigid, inflexible, or difficult to move, often used to describe muscles that are sore after physical exertion.
For instance, after an intense workout, someone might say, "My muscles feel stiff today," which means they are tight and not very relaxed.
You might also hear, "I didn't stretch enough, so my legs are stiff after running," emphasizing the need for a proper warm-up.
Stiff can be used in other contexts too. For example, the formal suit made him look a bit stiff and uncomfortable, which implies that the clothing limited his movement.
Let's have a dialogue. Lisa, I had an intense workout yesterday, and now my back is really stiff.
That's why it's crucial to properly warm up and cool down. It helps prevent your muscles from getting stiff.
And if you're giving advice, you might say, don't forget to do some light stretching after your exercise to avoid stiff muscles.
Exactly, using stiff in your language helps communicate discomfort or rigidity, which can be addressed with proper exercise techniques.
In a metaphorical sense, stiff can also describe personalities or behaviors. For instance, he has a stiff demeanor during formal meetings.
But in our case, we're primarily focused on physical sensations, where feeling stiff is a common experience after strenuous activity.
Moving on, let's talk about the word devise.
Devise.
Devise is a verb that means to plan or create something methodically. When it comes to physical exercises, you might need to devise a workout routine that suits your fitness goals.
For example, a coach might say, "We need to devise a training program that improves our agility and endurance."
Another example is, I decided to devise a schedule that includes cardio, strength training, and flexibility exercises, meaning you thoughtfully plan your activities to ensure a balanced approach.
You could also say, before starting any new fitness regimen, it's important to devise a plan that matches your physical capabilities.
In dialogue, you might hear, Lisa, how do you devise your weekly workout plan?
I consider my goals, how much time I have, and then I devise a schedule that allows for variety, so I don't get bored and my body gets a balance challenge.
This shows that devise is all about strategic planning and creativity, which is essential when developing an effective workout routine.
It's a word that empowers you to take control of your fitness journey and ensure that every session is tailored to your needs.
Next up is the phrase warm up.
Warm up.
Warm up is a verb phrase that means to perform light exercises before a strenuous activity in order to prepare your body and prevent injury.
For instance, you might say, before starting your workout, always warm up with some light jogging and stretching.
Another example is, I always warm up my muscles by doing dynamic stretches for 10 minutes, which indicates a routine to boost blood flow and flexibility.
You could also use it in a specific context like, a proper warm-up reduces the risk of injury and helps you perform better.
In conversation, you might hear, don't forget to warm up before hitting the weights, as a reminder from a gym buddy.
And in a casual explanation, I like to warm up with some yoga moves to get my body ready for more intense exercises, showing the diversity of warming up methods.
Using warm up in your vocabulary indicates an understanding of the importance of preparation and gradual increase in activity.
It's a key part of any exercise routine and essential for both performance enhancement and injury prevention.
Now, let's move on to the word bend.
Bend.
Bend is a verb that means to flex or curve your body or a part of your body. It often comes into play during stretching and exercise routines.
For example, you might say, make sure to bend your knees when you lift weights to protect your back, which shows proper technique in weightlifting.
Another example could be, during yoga class, try to bend forward gently and hold the stretch to improve flexibility, indicating a gradual and controlled movement.
In a more casual context, you could say, he can bend easily, which makes him very flexible and agile in his movements.
When you use bend in a dialogue, it often emphasizes the physical flexibility of a person or the correct form during an exercise.
You might also hear, remember to bend your body slowly to avoid any strain, as advice from a fitness trainer.
This word helps describe movements that involve a curved or angled change in posture, crucial for exercises like stretches, squats, or even dance movements.
It's an important aspect of physical fitness, representing both literal movement and the flexibility required to perform many activities.
Next, let's talk about the word demanding.
Demanding.
Demanding is an adjective that describes something that requires a lot of effort, energy, or time, often used to characterize a workout or physical task.
For example, you might say, The workout was very demanding, pushing my strength and endurance to the limit, which means it required intense effort.
Another example is, running a marathon is incredibly demanding, both physically and mentally, highlighting the challenges involved in such endurance events.
You could also use it in a more everyday context, such as, her job is demanding, so she makes sure to schedule plenty of rest and recovery time.
In a conversation, you might hear, this training program is quite demanding, but the results are worth it.
It's a word that acknowledges the hard work and perseverance required to achieve certain goals, particularly in physical fitness.
Demanding emphasizes that some activities require not just physical strength, but also mental focus and determination.
And using this term can also help you set realistic expectations, knowing that a demanding routine might yield significant improvements over time.
Now, let's move on to the word constant.
Constant.
Constant is an adjective that means occurring continuously, without interruption, or persistent over time.
In the context of exercise, you might say regular constant workouts are essential for long-term fitness, meaning that consistency is key to achieving results.
Another example is, he is constant in his effort to improve his strength, training every single day without fail.
In conversation, you might hear, a constant practice routine leads to noticeable improvements over months, emphasizing the importance of regularity.
Constant not only applies to physical activity, but also to the dedication and persistence required to maintain a healthy lifestyle.
It can also describe ongoing support, as in, her constant encouragement kept me motivated during difficult training sessions.
In a fitness environment, being constant in your efforts can help you build endurance, strength, and overall well-being.
And it reminds us that progress is often the result of sustained effort over time.
Next, let's discuss the word motivated.
Motivated.
Motivated is an adjective that describes someone who is driven, enthusiastic, and eager to achieve their goals.
For example, you might say, after setting clear goals, she felt motivated to push through even the toughest workouts, which shows that having a goal can fuel your exercise efforts.
Another example is, he stays motivated by tracking his progress and celebrating small victories along the way.
In daily conversation, you might hear, a motivated attitude can turn a grueling workout into an exciting challenge, emphasizing the impact of positive energy on performance.
Motivated is critical because it reflects the internal drive that keeps you going even when exercises become challenging or routine.
It's also a term that can be contagious. When one person is motivated, it often inspires others in the group to give their best as well.
Imagine a scenario at the gym. Seeing everyone so motivated really pushes me to work harder, which shows that the collective energy can elevate your performance.
Yes, and keeping yourself motivated is a vital part of maintaining a consistent fitness routine.
Finally, let's talk about the word vital.
Vital.
Vital is an adjective that means absolutely necessary or extremely important.
In fitness, you might say, proper hydration is vital for a successful workout, meaning it's essential to your performance and health.
Another example is, a good warm-up is vital to prepare your muscles and avoid injury, underscoring its importance before starting strenuous activity.
You can also say, consistency is vital for building strength and endurance over time, emphasizing that regular effort is key to achieving your goals.
In everyday conversation, you might hear, it's vital to listen to your body during exercise to avoid overexertion, which advises careful attention to your physical limits.
And in a broader context, you could say, staying motivated is vital for long-term success, both in fitness and in life.
The word vital conveys the idea of necessity, highlighting that some aspects of your exercise routine or lifestyle are non-negotiable if you want to succeed.
It's a powerful word that reinforces the importance of taking care of your body and mind.
Now that we've dissected each word individually, let's put them together in an extended conversation about physical exercises. Imagine you're planning a complete fitness routine for the week.
You might start by saying, I've been trying to stick to my workout schedule lately because I believe that regular exercise is vital for both my health and mental well-being.
Then you might add, I'm trying to become more agile through a mix of yoga and cardio sessions, so I can move more freely and avoid becoming stiff after long days at the office.
And if you want to get creative with your routine, you could say, I'm going to devise a new workout plan that includes both strength training and flexibility exercises, ensuring that I warm up properly to prevent any injuries.
Exactly. You might explain further. I always remember to warm up with light jogging and dynamic stretches before I start heavy lifting. This helps loosen my muscles so I don't feel stiff later on.
And then as you begin your exercises, you might mention, it's important to bend your knees and use proper form so that your movements are safe and effective.
Now, let's incorporate some dynamic motion verbs. Imagine you're discussing the intensity of your workouts. My morning workout is pretty demanding, but I'm constantly pushing myself to improve.
You might add, I keep myself motivated by setting clear goals, and I track my progress every week.
And in some sessions, you may feel that your body is responding well, where you can say, I feel so agile after my stretching routine. It really enhances my performance during more intense parts of my workout.
Alternatively, on challenging days, you might say, my muscles feel stiff after a heavy day at work, so I need to warm up thoroughly to get my body ready for exercise.
Now let's talk strategy. Picture you're discussing your weekly training with a friend. I need to devise a plan that balances cardio, strength, and flexibility because it's vital to work on all aspects of my fitness.
That makes sense. A well-designed workout not only improves your physical strength, but also helps you stay agile and reduce muscle stiffness over time.
Exactly. And sometimes, if I feel low on energy, I find that a quick workout energizes me. It's amazing how a solid session can make you feel motivated for the rest of the day.
I agree. Consistency is constant. You need to make exercise a regular part of your routine. Even if it's just a short workout session, it can have a significant impact on your health.
Let's consider some examples from other contexts. Suppose you're planning an outdoor activity, like a hike or a brisk walk in the park.
You could say, after a light warm-up, I decided to go for a stroll in the park, enjoying the fresh air and watching how nature helps me feel vital.
Or, I sometimes devise different workout challenges for myself, such as sprint intervals or agility drills, to stay motivated and keep the routine from feeling monotonous.
And for those days when you face physical setbacks, you might admit, I felt a bit stiff after yesterday's session, so today I modified my workout to include more gentle stretches and a longer warm-up.
That illustrates perfectly how adjusting your routine based on how your body feels can be crucial.
Now, think of those times when you see someone at the gym who seems incredibly motivated, moving with grace and agility.
You might say, I'm inspired to keep my routine as my friend's workout is incredibly vital for maintaining overall fitness. Her energy is truly motivating.
And if you ever notice that you're not progressing as expected, it's worth noting, I need to be more constant with my exercise. A lapse might make my muscles feel stiff and reduce my overall agility.
Over time, these strategies become part of your daily routine, making your efforts more effective and your progress more steady.
Yes, and remember that even on the toughest days, keeping a motivated mindset is vital to overcoming the physical and mental challenges of fitness.
Let's dive into a more detailed discussion on how to incorporate these terms into your overall fitness philosophy.
Consider how you balance high-intensity sessions with recovery. It's important to warm up before you start the main part of your workout, just as it is to stretch and bend your body afterwards so that you can avoid getting stiff.
And the workout doesn't have to be monotonous. You can mix it up, perhaps by devise a varied routine that keeps you engaged, which might include a mix of cardio, strength training, and flexibility exercises.
Absolutely. In fact, I like to devise a schedule where I focus on different muscle groups each day, so that I'm not overworking one area and ending up stiff the next day.
For example, Monday might be for upper body exercises, Tuesday for lower body, and so on. This way, you maintain a constant improvement without burnout.
And while planning these workouts, always remember that consistency is vital. Even when you're feeling low on energy, A brief session can help boost your motivation and set a positive tone for the rest of your day.
Another point to discuss is the psychological aspect. How do you stay motivated over the long term?
One strategy is to set clear, achievable goals. You might say, I'm motivated to improve my endurance, so I devise a plan to increase my running distance gradually.
Or, I remain motivated by tracking my progress and knowing that a good workout is vital for my health.
And even if you're having an off day and feel a little stiff, it's important to modify your routine rather than skip it altogether.
Exactly. A small, constant effort is more effective than a sporadic, intense burst. It ensures that you remain motivated and on track with your long-term fitness goals.
When you warm up properly, it not only prepares your muscles but also helps prevent injuries. That's why it is seen as vital to any exercise regimen.
And then, there's the aspect of how different exercises can affect your body. For instance, a vigorous workout may leave you feeling stiff if you don't take the time to bend and stretch afterward.
On the flip side, incorporating dynamic stretching can help you become more agile over time, reducing the likelihood of injuries and making your movements smoother.
Let's also discuss how these terms apply when comparing different types of activities.
For instance, while a leisurely stroll might be relaxing, a high-intensity workout that you devise for building strength can be quite demanding and constant in its repetition.
And sometimes, you might need to charge through your routine on days when you're extra motivated, pushing yourself to the limit and reaching new personal bests.
It's all about balance, knowing when to push hard and when to take it a bit easier to avoid getting stiff or burnt out.
And if you ever feel like your routine is becoming too repetitive, try mixing things up.
For example, you might devise a new workout that challenges you in different ways. Instead of the same old run, maybe try interval training, which can enhance your overall performance and keep your regime interesting.
Or, if you're experiencing discomfort because of stiff muscles, change your warm-up routine to include more mobility exercises that allow you to bend properly.
And let's not forget that being motivated means constantly reevaluating and adapting your methods. Sometimes, a change in routine is vital to maintaining progress.
Think about it like this. What works now might not work in 6 months. As your body adapts to your workout, you need to evolve your plan to keep the benefits coming.
That's why it's important to devise new strategies to challenge yourself, whether it's through new exercises or altering the intensity of your current ones.
And while planning these changes, always consider how each exercise contributes to your overall flexibility, strength, and endurance.
For example, simple actions like ensuring you warm up properly and gradually increasing your workout intensity can make your body more agile and constant in its performance.
Now, let's imagine a comprehensive fitness routine that incorporates all of these elements.
Picture a weekly plan where you begin with a full warm-up consisting of dynamic stretches and light cardio, then move to your main workout, a mix of strength training and high-intensity interval exercises.
After the main session, you take time to cool down with static stretches, making sure to bend gently to relieve any tightness and prevent feeling stiff later.
Throughout the week, you might devise new variations for your workout to keep yourself motivated and engaged. Maybe trying out different forms of cardio or incorporating yoga sessions to improve your balance and agility.
And remember, persistence is vital. Consistency is what turns an occasional effort into lasting results.
Exactly. A constant routine, even when it's challenging, builds strength, endurance, and ultimately leads to a healthier lifestyle.
Let's also consider social aspects. When you join a gym or a fitness class, the energy of other motivated individuals can encourage you to push harder.
Hearing someone say, "I'm really motivated today because I had a great workout," can inspire you to also give your best effort.
And if you see a friend doing a particularly demanding set, it might prompt you to elevate your own routine.
That's right. Peer motivation and a supportive environment are vital components of any successful fitness journey.
On the other hand, remember that it's okay to have days when you aren't at your peak.
Yes, if you feel stiff or less motivated, modifying your workout rather than skipping it altogether is the smart move.
For instance, on a low-energy day, you might opt for a lighter session or a more restorative practice, such as gentle yoga or a long, soothing walk that helps warm up your muscles gradually.
Such strategies not only prevent injury, but also keep you constant in your efforts without overexertion.
And when you devise strategies for these off days, remember to listen to your body.
Tailoring your fitness plan to include both high-intensity sessions and recovery days is vital for sustained progress and injury prevention.
As you integrate these approaches, every component of your routine works together. Your regular workouts, dynamic warm-ups, and even your lighter days contribute to a healthier, more agile body.
And while the journey can be demanding at times, the overall progress you make is a testament to the power of persistence and smart planning.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from the basics of a workout to the specific actions like bend, charge, rush, and chase. But remember, our focus was on a well-rounded routine that balances effort, recovery, and adaptation.
Absolutely. When you're discussing your exercise routine, you can say things like, "My workout today was demanding, but I feel more agile now than ever before," or even, "I devise new routines regularly to avoid getting too stiff."
And if you're feeling particularly motivated, you might push yourself harder, perhaps setting a goal for an extra set or trying a new, more demanding exercise.
It's all about evolution. As you progress, you might even devise entirely new workouts to challenge your limits and prevent your routine from becoming too repetitive.
And here's a key point. Consistency is vital. Small, regular efforts, like a 20-minute workout every day, build up over time to produce amazing results.
Whether you're aiming to get stronger, more flexible, or simply healthier, that constant effort is what makes all the difference.
Before we wrap up, let's review everything.
We discussed the basics of a workout and how it forms the foundation of a healthy lifestyle.
We looked at how being agile is a sign of good physical condition and how not stretching enough can make you feel stiff.
We learned to devise effective exercise routines, the importance of a proper warm-up, and the essential need to bend safely during workouts.
We examined how certain exercises can be demanding yet rewarding, and why being constant in your routine is key.
And, of course, we talked about how to stay motivated because that drive is vital for long-term success in any fitness regimen.
Now, let's imagine some further extended dialogues to really cement these ideas.
Picture this. You're at the gym, and after a particularly grueling session, you turn to your workout partner and say, "I know today's session was demanding, but our constant efforts are really paying off. I feel more agile and less stiff than I did last month."
Your friend might reply, "Absolutely. I devise my workout plans carefully so I can adapt on days when I feel low on energy. A proper warm-up keeps me motivated and ensures I don't risk injury."
In another scenario, during a cool-down stretch, you might discuss, "I always try to bend gradually to avoid any strain. It might seem like a minor detail, but paying attention to it keeps me from feeling stiff the next day."
And when planning future workouts, you might say, "I want to devise a new routine that isn't as demanding yet still challenges my stamina." Sometimes, it's important to mix things up so you can stay motivated over the long term.
Or if you're sharing your progress with friends, you might remark, "Since I've been consistent with my workout and have maintained my exercise schedule, I've noticed that I'm not only more agile but also much less stiff in the mornings."
Another interesting aspect is how external factors can influence your routine.
For instance, changing weather might mean you devise a different kind of workout, perhaps an indoor session on rainy days to avoid getting too cold or slipping on wet surfaces.
You might say, "Since it's raining, I'll warm up indoors and then do some strength training exercises. I don't want to risk injury by being too stiff on a cold day."
It shows that flexibility in your routine is just as important as consistency.
And speaking of flexibility, consider this. As we age, maintaining an agile body becomes more challenging.
That's why I always make sure to warm up thoroughly and include stretching in my routine. It's vital to keep the muscles flexible and reduce the feeling of being stiff.
Being motivated to take care of your health as you grow older means adapting your workout to suit your evolving needs.
For example, if you previously enjoyed high-intensity sessions, you might devise a modified routine with more focus on yoga and low-impact exercises to maintain your agility and prevent injuries.
Over time, you'll find that being constant in your efforts, Even if you modify your routine, ensures steady progress.
And when you see improvements in your flexibility and strength, it boosts your motivation, which is vital for staying on track with your fitness journey.
Let's not forget the importance of mental attitude. A positive and motivated mindset is essential in overcoming any day's challenges, whether you're pushing through a demanding workout or recovering from a long one.
That's right. Sometimes it might be tempting to skip a session if you feel tired, but acknowledging that consistency is vital helps you keep pushing forward.
In fact, you might say, even though today feels challenging, I know that my constant effort in every workout is the key to long-term success.
And if you're ever discouraged because your muscles feel stiff from a previous session, remember, a good warm-up can make all the difference in improving your flexibility.
These strategies aren't just about improving physical health, they also contribute to mental well-being.
Absolutely. When you're motivated and stick to your routine, you also build mental resilience, which is as vital as physical strength.
And sometimes, a change in routine can rekindle that motivation, like when you devise a new set of exercises or mix in activities you enjoy.
For instance, if you usually run outdoors, try cycling or swimming to keep things fresh. The novelty can reinvigorate your routine, making it less demanding in a monotonous sense, while still challenging you enough to see improvements.
And remember, every bit of effort counts. It doesn't matter if it's a quick 20-minute session or a longer, more demanding workout. The constant practice is what leads to real progress.
That's the beauty of fitness. There's always an opportunity to adjust, to learn new techniques, and to push yourself further while keeping your routine balanced and enjoyable.
So, as you integrate these vocabulary words into your daily fitness language, think about how each one applies to your life. Whether you're describing a casual workout, a brisk warm-up, or how you feel physically and mentally after a session, these words capture the full spectrum of your experience.
Exactly. Using these terms accurately not only enriches your English, but also helps you communicate your experiences more vividly.
We hope this extended podcast on physical exercises has provided you with a deep dive into the vocabulary of movement and fitness.
Try to incorporate these words into your everyday conversations about health and exercise. Describe your routines, the challenges you face, and the progress you make using terms like agile, stiff, and demanding.
And most importantly, keep yourself motivated. Consistent, constant effort, combined with smart planning and the right mindset, is vital for achieving your fitness goals.
Thank you for joining us on this thorough exploration of physical exercises vocabulary. We're excited to see how you use these terms in your workouts and daily life.
Remember, every new word you master adds to your ability to express yourself with greater precision and creativity.
So keep working out, keep planning, and keep your motivation high, because your journey to fitness is a process that continues every day.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We hope you've enjoyed this detailed dive into the language of exercise and movement.
Until our next episode, stay fit, stay positive, and keep expanding your vocabulary one word at a time.
Bye for now, and happy exercising.
See you in our next episode. Take care and keep pushing forward.